Good morning, everyone. This is Orna Rana here, your social science teacher from Cambridge International School, the SUA. I welcome you all in today's session. I hope you all are happy, healthy, safe at your home. So, dear children, as our second term syllabus has been started, and we have started Geography Chapter 6, that is Major Landforms of the Earth. So we have discussed about the mountains in our previous session, and today we are going to discuss about the other landforms that are plateaus and plains. So I hope you all are ready for this. So can we start? Okay. So dear children, first of all, let's discuss the lessons objectives. Today's lessons objectives are to know about the plains, to know why are the plains thickly populated, to know about the plateaus, to know about the uses of plateaus. Lessons outcomes. At the end of the lesson, the students will be able to know about the plains, to know why are the plains thickly populated, to know about the plateaus, to know about the uses of plateaus. Let's recapitulate whatever we have discussed earlier. We have started with the landforms, and the landforms, they are the result of two processes, internal process and external process. Internal process means the movement or the processes which occurs inside the earth's surface. For example, earthquake, volcanic eruption, tsunami, these are the example of internal processes. External process means like the erosion and the deposition. Erosion means the wearing away of the earth's surface, and deposition means the rebuilding of the earth's surface. We have discussed about the major landforms, and there are three major landforms: mountains, plains and plateaus. Mountain is a steep hill with an elevation of more than 600 meter. This is the basic difference between a mountain and a hill. If an elevation, a steep hill elevation which is more than 600 meter, then that is known as a mountain, and if it is less than 600 meters, then it is known as a hill. We also came to know about glaciers. What are glaciers? Glaciers are the permanently frozen rivers of ice, and these glaciers, they are also the sources of many rivers. There are three types of mountains. First one is fold mountain, second is block mountains, and third is volcanic mountains. Fold mountains are formed when the tectonic plates move towards each other, leading to the folding of the layers of the earth. As you can see in these images also, there are two types of fold mountains. One is old fold mountains and second one is young fold mountains. So here we have some examples also. Aravalli, that is the oldest mountain range in the world. It is the oldest one of India also. Ural as well as Appalachians, these are the old fold mountains. Next one is young fold mountains. Young fold mountains are Himalayan mountains as well as the Alps mountain. Next we have discussed about the block mountains. When large areas are broken and displaced vertically, the block mountains are formed. The uplifted blocks, as you can see in this image also, the uplifted blocks, they are called as horsts, and lowered blocks, they are known as graven. There are examples also like Rene Valley and the Vosges Mountain. These are the examples of the block mountain. Next is volcanic mountains. Volcanic mountains are formed due to volcanic activity. As you can see in this image also, there is volcanic eruption, and when this lava it will cools down after a number of years, then this will take the form of a mountain. And examples of volcanic mountains are Mount Kilimanjaro and Mount Fujiyama. Next, we have uses of mountains. We have discussed how the mountains are useful to us. These are the storehouse of water, and this water can be used for the generation of hydroelectricity as well as for irrigation and for some other purposes. And then there are the river valleys, which are good for the cultivation of crops. There is a rich variety of flora and fauna in the mountain area. Flora means the plant kingdom and fauna means the animal kingdom. And we also get a number of things from the forest which are in the mountain regions. And these forests provide us fuel, fodder, shelter and other products like gum, resins, etc. Several sports like paragliding, hang gliding, river rafting, and skiing are popular in the mountains. So, these all were the different topics which we have discussed in the earlier session, and I hope with this recapitulation you might be able to revise this all. Now, let's focus on the today's topic, that is plateau. So, dear children, now on your screen there is one image, and this is the image of the plateau. So, what is a plateau? Plateau is a flat land, okay, and it is higher than the surrounding area. We can call it tableland also. Now, let's discuss some other features of the plateau. Even in your book also these all things are mentioned there, like Deccan Plateau, it is the oldest one plateau in the India, and the Tibet Plateau, it is the highest plateau. Tibet Plateau is the highest plateau of the world. African Plateau is famous for gold and diamond mines, and iron, coal and manganese are found in the Chota Nagpur Plateau, which is also in India. So these all plateaus, they have their own specialty, and they are rich in some minerals. Now let's discuss like how the plateaus are useful to us. As we have discussed about the mountains, in the same way plateaus, they are also very useful to us. Plateaus are rich in mineral deposits. Plateaus are rich in black soil, which is fertile and good for cultivation of crops. There are many waterfalls in the plateau regions which are used for generating hydroelectricity. And these waterfalls, they also attract many tourists. Many plateaus, they have the scenic spots also, and which are the great attraction to the tourist. Hundru Falls, they are in the Chota Nagpur Plateau on the river Suvarn Rekha, and they are in Jharkhand. Then you will also come to know about the Jog Falls in Karnataka. So these are the waterfalls which are mentioned in the plateau regions. I hope I am clear up to here. Okay, let's discuss. Let's recapitulate this topic, plateau. So plateau is an elevated flat land, and it is also called the tableland. Plateaus, they are very useful to us. They are rich in mineral deposits. They are rich in black soil, which is fertile and good for cultivation of crops. There are many waterfalls in the plateau regions which are used for generating hydroelectricity, and there are many plateaus, they have the scenic spots also, and which are great attraction to the tourist. Then we have also discussed some facts about the plateau, like the Deccan Plateau is the oldest one plateau of India, and iron, coal and manganese are found in the Chota Nagpur Plateau in India. Now let's discuss which is the highest plateau of the world, that is the Tibet Plateau, and its height is about 4,000 to 6,000 meter from the mean sea level. And then we have also discussed about the African plateau, which is very famous for gold and diamond minings. Now our next topic is plains. I hope many of you are aware of this. Plains are the large stretches of flat land, and they are not more than 200 meters above the mean sea level. Even, dear children, as we are living in the state of Punjab, so Punjab that also comes under the plains landform. Okay. As you can see in this image also, this is one image of the plains area. How are plains formed? So as we have discussed about the glaciers, like there are many rivers which are originated from these glaciers, and when these rivers flow through the mountain slopes, erosion of mountains occur. Okay, they erode the mountains and then they carry the material and deposit the material such as the silt, clay, stones, etc. on the valleys, and this leads to the formation of plains. Okay, so plains are formed with the help of the rivers which are flowing through the mountains. For example, in India, we can take the example of the northern plains, which are formed by the Ganga, Brahmaputra. And then we have one other plain, that is Yangtze plain. Yangtze plain, these are formed in China by the river Yangtze. Now there is one question, why are the plains thickly populated? Why there are much human habitation there? So there are many reasons. We will discuss about them one by one. They are very fertile and good for cultivation of crops. So because of this reason also a number of peoples they are living here. Construction of transport network is easy as compared to the hilly areas. Flat land is available for building houses. That is also yes, one reason for the thickly populated reason area. Life in plains is easy as compared to hilly areas. There are more facilities in plains, and water is also easily available. Okay, now let's revise again about the plains. Plains are the large stretches of flat land, and they are generally not more than 200 meter above the mean sea level. Okay, and these plains, like number of peoples are living there because the land is fertile there, and that is good for the cultivation of crops. Construction of transport network is easy. Flat land is available for building houses. Life in plains is easy as compared to hilly areas. There are more facilities in plains. Water is also easily available. How the plains are formed? Plains are formed with the help of the rivers which are flowing through the mountains. As they flow, they erode the mountains and they carry the eroded material and silt, clay, stones, etc. and gathered on the valleys, and this leads to the formation of the plains. Now, dear children, the last topic of this chapter, that is the landforms and the people. So, as we have discussed, like the life in is difficult in the mountain areas, and there are much better conditions in the plains. So that's why the plains area, they are the densely populated areas, and in this chapter also we have discussed there are some natural calamities like earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, storms and the floods which cause widespread destruction, and we should also use the land in a useful manner, not in a wasteful manner. So these all are the different things which we have discussed. Now I just want to give one home assignment to you people. In your book on page number 44 and 45, they have shown some pictures and then they have written down some questions. So you people need to do this exercise. Okay, I hope you all have the books with you. So from there you can try to study those images, and then we are going to discuss about them in the class. Clear? Okay, so at last I just want to recapitulate quickly that today we have discussed about the plains as well as the plateau region. Okay, so plains, these are the fertile, very fertile areas, and these are the flat areas, also the flat land, and its height is not more than 200 meter. So these are the densely populated areas. Then plateau is also a flat land, flat topped land, and it is higher than the surrounding area. They are also very fertile, rich in black soil, and rich in mineral deposits also. There are many waterfalls also, and they attract many tourists. So these all different things we have discussed in this chapter, and I hope most of the things are clear to you. And with this was only I just want to end the today's session. Take care of yourself. Have a nice day. God bless you all.